Greetings, my demon boy enjoyers with holes in their chests. My name is Flare Bliss, and welcome to Hollow Victory. This is a short tale, a visual novel about visiting your ex in jail after he tried taking over the world. Now, this is made by the same developer who made Hot Magic Cocoa or Hot Cocoa Magic. I forgot which way around it was, that we played earlier on in 2023. Link to this game will be down in the description below. 3 endings, 1000 words, since this is only one of every any asset jam. So let us get into this short tale. The events of the past few months remain difficult to put into words. In such a short time, your peaceful life turned from that of a simple cleric to a victim of a near-apocalyptic event. Thanks to our ex, your village became the target of a demonic being who masqueraded as a friendly stranger before attempting to seize power using supernatural means, which is obviously very forbidden in this world. Due to the intervention of a brave hero, everyone was saved, but we are now hated. At least, that's the broad strokes. The truth is a little more complicated. So the broad strokes is what is put out to the public in order for them to not be able to see what actually happened, because the truth is a little more complicated. A figure emerges from the shadows between the brickworks, because obviously this one man has horns, has red eyes, and also has blood dripping from his ears. Is this a more honest reflection of the person you spent those past months with? Should you even call him a person anymore, as he does not have a heart? If you're just here to gawk, I'd prefer you to leave. Well, I'll gawk if I want to, okay? I can make my own choices, and I just came here to talk, you know. Your voice is weaker than you'd like. Human or not, this is someone you grew too deeply care about, my bad. Talk? Well, if you think words can fix this, then by all means talk. Your company is welcome regardless. How's the outside world doing? You don't get much review in here. All I see are bars. Mostly recovered from your heinous crimes. Really? Well, not counting the church. I'd be insulted if this incident didn't cause a crisis of faith. Maybe I should have done better at living up to the image everyone crafted of me. You should see what they're calling you. Zale the Fallen. Not bad. I would have preferred Zale the Almighty or Zale the Supreme. But what's done is done, and apologies if I am mispronouncing their name. It's almost comforting hearing his voice again. Okay, so that's a comforting sign there. A return to a few moments prior when you were picturing the rest of your life with him by your side. He must have noticed the sadness in your eyes. So, how's life without me? Some are still weary of my presence, but mostly back to normal. Obviously, people will be weary of you, regardless of how much time has passed, because some memories are too heinous and horrible to forgive someone fully. Even if they're on the straight and narrow, even if they're on the path to redemption, there's still something at the back of your mind to say, I'm not going to fully trust you. I'm not going to trust you with my car keys. And you, how's life in this prison? Boring. Have we learned anything? That magical prisons are difficult to break out of alone. And that some of my actions may have led to undesired outcomes, such as the lack of heart. Go on. And upon reflection, maybe attempting to exert my power and claim dominance over all living beings. was not a productive use of my time. Exactly. Because you're now in some ways which could be considered a purgatory. Is that what you want to hear? Well, not exactly. I'm not sure, honestly. It feels a little hollow coming from me. Is this what you call a victory of some kind? But it is a very hollow one. Very funny. If your plan is to get me to repent for my very nature, you're wasting your time, because I don't regret a damn thing, and if my actions lead me to spend the rest of my days in this purgatory, then this is the fate that I am willing to accept as Zeal. I am what I am. And unfortunately, fate has yet again decided to side against me. Hopefully next time I'll have better odds, if there is a next time. You're lucky you're unkillable. Die seeds still not as a pleasant process to go through, you know. What is that? That's a word I've never heard of before, but I'll return in a few hundred years, give or take. But will you even have a heart then? Will your heart be mended? Or can your heart no longer recover as you no longer have one? It is. Unfortunate you won't be around when I wake up again, though. Do you at least like it, this form of me? So Zeal is kind of like a cycle. You can try and fight that cycle, but no matter how much you try and prevent it, it will somehow always return back. I preferred the way you were before. Well, there's not much I can do about that currently. Would you take me back if I looked human again? I'll even do my best to behave, I promise. I think feelings towards a particular thing, an individual, or an object, regardless of that species or object, if you have profound emotions and feelings for that said thing, then regardless of what form it takes, you will always have some kind of attachment for it, because you have that experience with it, because you have those memories with it. Regardless if they have horns or not, regardless of what's under the hood, if you know what I mean. Regardless of, well, any kind of exterior, a psychological demon is always infinitely more dangerous than a physical demon. Maybe. I prefer more than just a maybe, but I'll take what I can get for the time being. You know I wasn't going to hurt you, right? Are you sure about that? My vision of true godhood included you by my side. I know. As long as you're aware. My plans might not have worked out, but my intentions were pure. Well, as pure as they could be. I was about to say those words. How can you say that being the one true ruler of the world, ruling it in an evil way, is pure? I still have feelings for you, and probably always will. Oh, look at the little red on your cheeks, man. That's one worth capturing for the ages. I also made sure to shield you from my actions thus far, have I not? Thanks to me, your life can return to the way it was. But in return, I think it's only fair you at least offer me the same courtesy. Are you going to behave this time around? This time around, this has happened more than once. Depends on how nicely you ask. You're where you belong, but I'll see what I can do. Music to my ears. There's a weakness in the barrier outside, just below the window, and one along the crack of the outer wall. That'll be more than enough to help me out. Once I'm out, maybe we can pick things back up where we left off. We can even work on fixing the whole "you being a human" thing. We'll see. I haven't promised anything yet, That's fine. I'll be looking forward to attempting to win you back. Ending 1, Rekindling. There are 3 endings in total. I imagine 2 of them will be quite accessible, but one of them will require some very, very specific choices to be made, all alongside one another. I'll gawk if I want. It's difficult to keep the venom out of your mouth. Despite your attempts to hide it. He pauses. Well, it's not like I can stop you. Your company is welcome regardless. How's the outside world doing? You don't get much of a view in here. Mostly recovered. Really? Well, not counting the church. I'd be insulted if this incident didn't cause a crisis of faith. Maybe I should have done better at living up to the image everyone crafted of me. You should see what they're calling you. Zael the Fallen. Not bad. I would have preferred Zael the Almighty, or Zael the Supreme, or Zael the Emperor, or one of those kind of names, but what's done is solidified as done. It's almost comforting hearing his voice again. I returned to a few months prior when you were picturing the rest of your life with him by your side. You must have noticed the sadness in your eyes, but yeah, how's life without me? Some are still aware of my presence, but mostly back to normal. And you, how's life in this prison? Boring. Have we learned anything? That magical prisons are difficult to break out of alone? And that some of my actions may have led to undesired outcomes. Go on. And upon reflection, maybe attempt to exert my power and claim dominion over all living things was not a productive use of my time. Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that really what you wanted to let your ears reach out for? I'm not sure, honestly, if it was just a hollow coming from you. Very funny. If your plan is to get me to repent for my very nature, you're wasting your time. I am what I am. And unfortunately, fate has yet again decided to side against me. Hopefully next time I'll have better odds. You're lucky you're unkillable. Dice Seed's still not a pleasant process to go through, you know. But I'll return in a few hundred years, give or take. If you say so, my man. It is unfortunate you won't be around when I wake up again, though. Do you at least like it, this form, I mean? It suits you. The exterior finally matching what's on the inside? I must admit I'm a fan of the horns. If you like them, I can keep them visible. This is different this time, maybe? I'm glad to see you're into it, even if it's just a little. You know I wasn't going to hurt you, right, if you say that. I still have my doubts. I can hear it in your voice. I may not have a heart, but I still have feelings, you know. I did everything with you in mind. I also made sure to shield you from my actions thus far, have I not? Thanks to me, your life can return to the way it was. But in return, I think it's only fair you at least offer me the same courtesy. You can keep your fresh start if it means so much to you, but give me one thing in return. Are you going to behave this time around? Depends on how nicely you ask. You're where you belong. You sound bitter. It's funny. I don't remember you being so hostile when everything was going my way. So be it. If you truly want no part of this, listen to this last piece of advice. Be gone from here by midnight, preferably out of town entirely. I won't waste my breath anymore. Ending 3, moving on. Well then, it seems we led ourselves to ending 3. Maybe ending 2 is the most hardest one to accomplish. No. That was a quick answer. I didn't come here to flirt. Then why did you come here? To rub everything backfiring in my face? You know I wasn't going to hurt you, right? Yeah, you sure you are? You're not. For a moment, hold on. We were doing our see what I can do. For a moment I was wondering if you'd help me. There's a weakness in the barrier outside just below the window and one along the crack of the outer wall. More than enough to help me out. Anyone? Okay, so we still got this, so... Wonder if ending 2 is being able to break him out of the prison. I want to talk it suits you. I'll choose to take that as a compliment. I must admit I'm a fan of horns. Ah, so there's little differences in the dialogue here and there. Still, where's ending 2? Whoa, we were being nice all of this time, but when you say you're where you belong, you're always welcome to join me. But before you leave, let me just say this. There's a weakness in the barrier outside just below the window and one along the crack of the outer wall. Do with that information what you will. I'll be here in the meantime. Feel free to visit again. I'll be waiting. Ending 2, Purgatory, yay! So, what we did in order to go to ending 2, which I think is the most difficult one to get out of all of them, just be interested in what he has to say, so I want to talk, then go to it suits you, maybe, I know, and then at the last choice, be the more hostile one. So this is the only negative point that you get. So with that case, you get Purgatory. So that's the most difficult ending to get, I believe, because one of them is like, well, the ending choice is one that determines which ending you get. So ending 1 is always the first choice, but the second choice you select is most likely ending 3, but it could be ending 2. So this is a nice little game to play, and it also demonstrates a kind of purgatory in which both this character is in because of what they have done to the civilians of the world in this universe, but also his own current state of affairs where what he's trying to do was essentially a tyrannical thing, which is to rule over the world and all that manner, but because of his prison having a magical barrier to it alongside a physical like barrier which could obviously be easily overcome with magical means, but because of the state that this character is in, it means that they cannot break free, and the only thing that could possibly break free is if the magic itself is weakened over time to a point in which this character can then break out of it in order to continue with their tyrannical wants of ruling the world, demeaning over it, ensuring that everyone bends to his will, something like that. Demons are very, very complicated creatures, but I think in some cases, physical demons are what you would call inferior to psychological demons when it comes to fearing them. Because physical demons don't choose to be born as a demon, but they may have a heart that is pure in order for you to be able to find that out naturally, rather than just pointing fingers and saying, that thing's a demon and that thing is evil, that thing came from the spawns of hell, and whatever you do, do not try and approach it, it will kill you, stuff like that. But maybe the demon itself is not what you call inherently evil. It's always something that is inherently evil that has been conjured up within a being itself over the years. That is something to fear. And that is something that this potential person here has had that kind of innards removed as a means of a punishment. A punishment because he tried to rule over the world, and therefore his punishment is to have his heart extradited from him so that he can no longer have a particular means in order to carry out his plans, whatever those plans may be for the world. Also, I like the shadows wobbling about by his right hand, or actually everywhere as well, by his right hand, but also by the fluff that's on his left arm, if you get what I mean. So from his perspective, not our perspective, his perspective when it comes to left and right, if you get what I mean. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Hollow Victory. Please check this game out in the description below. You may be spooked yourself by this demon if you get to play it for yourselves in the flesh. Thank you so much for watching, and take care of yourselves, everyone.